My name is Jessica.
And he is 20 years older than me. We have tried to stop. We have tried with every fiber of our being to end this. But when we are alone, when the world falls away and it is just the two of us in a silent room, we cannot fight it. It feels wrong. I know that in my bones. I know it sounds crazy. I know people will whisper, will judge, will point and stare with cold, unforgiving eyes. But love? Love is not a simple equation. It is not a straight, sunlit path. Love is a storm. It is thunder in your chest and rain on your face when you thought the sky was clear. Love is messy. Love is so terribly, beautifully hard. And sometimes love is a secret you carry deep inside. A secret so heavy it bends your spine, yet so precious it lights your darkest hours. This is my story. It is a story about love, about a friendship that is my bedrock, and about an impossible choice that is slowly splitting my soul in two. I want to tell you everything. Maybe you have a secret too. Maybe you love someone with a forbidden name, a face you should not dream of, a touch that brands you with both ecstasy and shame. If you do, please listen. You are not alone. I am 22. I live in a world of charcoal sketches and watercolor washes, a student painting my dreams onto blank canvases. I have a normal life. I go to classes where light streams through high windows. I work at a small coffee shop, the air rich with the scent of roasted beans and steamed milk. And I have a best friend. Her name is Sarah. Sarah is my reflection, my echo. We have been best friends since we were 10 years old, since the day she shared her crayons with me, a burst of color in a gray childhood. We did everything together. We navigated the treacherous halls of school together. We lay in summer grass, staring at clouds, sharing all our secrets. Or so I thought. I love Sarah. She is the sister I never had. She is my family. Sarah has a father. His name is Robert. Robert is 42. He is a tall man with a quiet strength that seems to anchor a room. He has kind blue eyes, the color of a deep, calm lake. And he has a warm smile, a smile that, for years, meant nothing more than safety. When I was a child, Robert was just a dad. He was Sarah's father, a friendly giant who drove us to soccer practice, who made us laugh with silly voices, who fixed the chain on my bicycle with patient, grease-stained hands. He was nice. He was safe. I never looked at him. Not really. Not like that. But time. Time has a way of shifting the light, of changing the meaning of a familiar silhouette against a doorway. I grew up. The girl faded, and a woman emerged, uncertain and yearning. And Robert changed too. 3 years ago, Sarah's mother passed away. The grief was a thick, suffocating fog that settled over their home. Sarah's tears were a river I tried to help her cross. I spent every day at their house, holding her, just being there. And Robert, I saw him then. Truly saw him. A man hollowed out by loss, yet standing so straight for his daughter. He was strong in his vulnerability. He was gentle in his despair. He cooked quiet meals. He kept the house running, all while his own heart was shattered into 1,000 silent pieces. I started to help him. I would come for Sarah, but sometimes she was upstairs, drowning in her own sorrow, asleep from exhaustion. So I would sit in the kitchen with Robert. We drank tea. We talked. At first, it was simple. "How is school, Jessica?" he would ask, his voice a low rumble. "It's good," I'd say, staring into my mug. "I like my art classes. "That's good," he'd say, and I would glance up to see his smile. "You are very talented." Those words, they were a balm. My own father was distant, a ghost in my life. But Robert asked. Robert listened. His eyes, those lake blue eyes, would hold mine, and for the first time I felt seen. Then came the day everything shifted. It was raining, a cold, relentless downpour that turned the world into a blurred gray painting. Sarah was at the library. I was alone in her kitchen, waiting, the steam from the kettle fogging the window. The back door opened. He came in, soaked, his coat dark with water, his hair plastered to his forehead. He looked tired, worn, beautiful. "Hello, Jessica," he said, and his voice was like coming in from the cold. "Hi, Robert," I managed. "Do you want some tea?" "Yes, please," he sighed. "That would be wonderful." I made his tea. My hands trembled slightly as I handed him the mug. Our fingers touched. Just a brush, a fleeting point of contact. His skin was warm. Mine was ice. A current, pure and shocking, shot through my body. My heart, a frantic bird, began to beat against my ribs. Thump, thump, thump. I looked up at his face. He was looking at me, not past me, not through me, at me. His eyes were impossibly blue, and they did not look away. The room vanished. There was only the drumming of the rain, the ragged sound of my own breath, and the terrifying, exhilarating connection humming between our joined hands. "Thank you, Jessica," he said, his voice softer than I had ever heard it. "You're welcome," I whispered, snatching my hand back as if burned. I turned away, my face flaming. What was happening? This was Robert, Sarah's father, the man who used to check for monsters under my bed during sleepovers. But that night, lying alone in the dark, I could still feel the ghost of his touch. I could see the intensity in his gaze, and a treacherous, delicious heat spread through my veins. Guilt followed, cold and sickening. "Stop it, Jessica. This is wrong. He is too old. He is her father." I tried to forget. I told myself it was a moment of shared loneliness, a trick of the gloomy light. But the next time I saw him, the feeling was still there, stronger, rooted deep. It was a Sunday. Sarah and I were studying in the dappled sunlight of their backyard. Robert was mowing the lawn, his muscles moving under a simple white t-shirt. I watched him. I couldn't help it. He stopped, wiped his brow, and looked over. "Do you girls want some lemonade?" he called, his smile crinkling the corners of his eyes. He brought out 2 icy glasses. When he handed mine to me, his fingers brushed mine again. This time, it was no accident. His eyes locked with mine, and in them, I saw a reflection of my own chaotic feelings. It was a secret smile, meant only for me. And in that moment, I knew I was falling. Not tripping, not stumbling, but plunging headlong into a canyon from which there was no return. I loved his calm. I loved the quiet rumble of his laugh. I loved how he listened as if my every word was a vital clue to the universe. He was nothing like the boys at university with their loud boasts and fragile egos. Robert was steady. He was real. He made the ground feel solid beneath my feet. And it terrified me. If Sarah knew, she would hate me. She would look at me with betrayal in her eyes, and the friendship that was my foundation would crumble to dust. So I ran. For 2 endless weeks, I stayed away. I made excuses. I lied to my best friend's face, and each lie was a shard of glass in my throat. But the emptiness without him? It was a physical ache, a constant hollow in my chest. My world lost its color. Then Sarah called, her voice small and hurt. "Jessica, are you okay? Did I do something wrong?" Her pain was my undoing. She thought she was to blame. "No, Sarah," I said, the guilt choking me. "You did nothing wrong." "Please come over tonight," she begged. "My dad is making dinner. He asked about you. He misses you too." He asked about me. Those 4 words were a key turning in a lock deep inside me. I went. I wore a blue dress, telling myself it was for Sarah, but knowing it was a flag I was raising for him. Dinner was a beautiful torture. Laughter, pasta, Sarah's stories, and beneath the table, my entire body was a live wire, vibrating every time his eyes met mine. Then Sarah stood, clapping her hands. "I forgot ice cream! I'll be back in 20 minutes. Jessica, keep him company." The door clicked shut behind her. Silence. Thick, heavy, pregnant silence. We were alone. I rushed to the sink, needing the noise, the motion. "I'll help with the dishes." He stood beside me, picking up a towel. He was so close I could feel the heat from his body, could smell the clean scent of his skin, of rain and warm cotton. "Jessica?" My name, in his mouth, was a question and an answer. I kept scrubbing the same plate. "Why did you stay away?" he asked, his voice low and gentle, yet it felt like a demand. "I was busy," I whispered to the soap bubbles. "No," he said, firm. "You weren't. You were avoiding me." I turned then, forced to meet his gaze. And in his eyes, I saw it all. The same struggle, the same forbidden longing. He knew. "Why, Jessica?" "Because..." My voice was a tremulous thread. "Because it's hard. Being here, seeing you." He didn't retreat. He took a step closer, the space between us now charged, crackling. "It's hard for me too," he confessed, the words a raw, torn admission. The world stopped. The air left my lungs. "I missed you, Jessica," he said, his voice breaking. "The house felt empty without you." "But you're Sarah's dad," I gasped, the wall of reason crumbling. "This is wrong. We can't..." "I know," he said, pain etched into every line of his face. "I tell myself that every single day. That I'm too old. That it's a betrayal. But I can't help it." He reached out, his hand rough and gentle against my cheek. A tear escaped, tracing a path over his thumb. "You're not a child anymore," he breathed. "You are this incredible woman. You are light and life, Jessica. When you're not here, the world has no color." And then, he kissed me. It was not a kiss of passion, but of recognition. A soft, heartbreaking meeting of lips that spoke of years of loneliness, of a love that had grown in the shadows, undeniable and terrifying. It felt like coming home to a place I'd never been. For that infinite moment, there was no guilt, no age, no Sarah. There was only the taste of him, the feel of his strong arms around me, the rightness of it that drowned out every shouted warning in my mind. We broke apart, breathless, foreheads touching. "What do we do?" I asked, the fear rushing back in. "I don't know," he murmured, "but I know I cannot lose you." A car door slammed outside. We flew apart. I faced the sink, scrubbing furiously. He sat, a newspaper shaking in his hands. Actors on a stage, our hearts pounding a frantic, guilty rhythm. Sarah burst in, all smiles and ice cream, blissfully unaware that the axis of our world had just tilted forever. That was the beginning of the secret. Now, I live a double life. In one, I am Sarah's best friend, laughing, studying, sharing secrets that are now lies wrapped in truth. Every smile she gives me is a gift I feel I've stolen. The guilt is a stone, permanent and heavy in the pit of my stomach. In the other life, I am his. We steal moments like thieves steal diamonds, precious, dangerous, and brilliant. A conversation when Sarah is at work. A touch in the hallway, fleeting and electric. An afternoon in the quiet house, talking for hours, his arms around me, his love a language I now speak fluently. I wish I'd met you 20 years later, he'll say into my hair, his voice thick with regret. I wish I'd been born 20 years earlier, I whisper back, clinging to him. But this is our time. This messy, impossible, beautiful now. The secret is a living thing between us, growing heavier. We know we must tell Sarah. The thought is a nightmare. I see her face, contorted in betrayal. I see the friendship I cherish shattering like glass. I see him, torn between the two people he loves most. I tried to leave once. I told him it was over, that the cost was too high. He had tears in his eyes, but he let me go. If you'll be happier, Jessica, then go. I walked to the door, my hand on the cool metal handle, and I saw my future without him, a gray, silent, endless corridor. I turned and ran back, crashing into his embrace, sobbing, I can't leave you! So we remain, trapped in this exquisite, painful paradise. Yesterday, Sarah looked at me, her head tilted. You seem different lately, Jessica. Happier, but also sadder. Is there a boy? The truth surged to my lips, a wave begging to break free. It's your father, Sarah! I love your father! But I swallowed it. I choked it down with a weak smile and a lie about school stress. I am a coward, protecting my heart by breaking my own moral code. I know this can't last. Secrets like ours, they breathe, they grow, they demand to be seen. One day, there will be a storm. There will be tears that feel like they could flood cities. There will be words that cut deeper than any blade. I may lose my best friend. He may lose his daughter. But I hold on to a fragile, desperate hope. I hope she can see the light in his eyes again, a light she hasn't seen since her mother died. I hope she can see that I am not a predator, but a person, hopelessly, deeply in love. If you are listening, and your heart beats for a forbidden name, I understand. It is okay to be terrified. It is okay to feel lost in the gray. They say follow your heart, but no one warns you that your heart can lead you into a deep, dark forest where the path disappears and you are left with only the sound of your own fear and the hand of the one you shouldn't be holding. I am in that forest. I am lost, but I am not alone. He is with me. I don't know how our story ends. Will love be enough to weather the coming storm? Or will it be washed away by the torrent of betrayal and hurt? I don't know. But for now, I choose the stolen kisses in the quiet kitchen. I choose the man whose soul speaks to mine across the chasm of years and circumstance. I choose this complicated, devastating, magnificent love. It is wrong. It is messy. It is the hardest thing I have ever done. But it is real. It is the most real thing I have ever known. My name is Jessica. I am in love with my best friend's father. We are trying, one agonizing, glorious day at a time, to find a way. And even though I am afraid, even though I wake some nights in a cold sweat of guilt, I would not change it. Because for the first time, I am truly alive. I am seen. I am loved. And maybe, just maybe, love like this is worth any fight. If you are fighting for your own impossible love today, be brave. Be honest when you can. And remember, your happiness matters too. Thank you for listening to my heart. I have to go now. Sarah is calling. And I have to go be a best friend. And maybe later, I will steal a moment to be the love of his life too. This is my secret. This is my chaos. This is my love.